Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another alternate history video. And today you see here I got the 2016 election between here Marco Rubio and incumbent Vice President at the time Joe Biden. Now Rubio was a 2016 candidate, but of course he fell short again the nomination. Joe Biden did not decide to run, mostly due in part to his son's passing, Beau Biden. But like I said, in this scenario, it's if he did decide to run and Rubio got the Republican nomination. Now, of course, Corona and protests were more factors this year, but this being 2016, of course, it really wouldn't be. Obviously, Corona wouldn't be, but like I said, they definitely wouldn't be factors in this election, so Rubio definitely could be Biden in this scenario, I would say. And of course, with party fatigue and things like that would definitely come into play. Now, getting into the safe Republican states, of course, like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Alaska, much of the South, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, Missouri, Kansas, here on the Midwest, all of Nebraska except the second, the Dakotas. I believe Texas would actually be pretty safe in this scenario, considering it's Rubio with his Hispanic and Latino, all that good stuff, all that appeal he would have. So I believe that would be a likely, if not safe state for him. I believe that's about it with the safe things. Now, Joe Biden states, of course, would be like Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, Illinois, much of Northeast, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., and that's about all the safe Biden states. Now, Rubio actually had good appeal in the Sun Belt because of his stances like on immigration and him being a minority himself. He could definitely have good appeal in these states, and I could see him picking off Nevada in this scenario, especially with party fatigue coming into play. So actually I think it would narrowly tilt him because he would have, like I said, he would have that right appeal, being more pro-amnesty, and he was one of the sponsors of the Gang of Eight bill, I believe. So it definitely would go over well in these states, as well as Arizona. I believe would solidly go for him. I could see him actually outperforming Trump in the state, because he would have that right appeal, like I said, with the stances on immigration, being Cuban, Hispanic, all of that himself. And he could definitely have good appeal in Colorado, too. I believe that would actually narrowly tilt him. Now, Biden could still hold on to that with the way it's trending, but like I said, Rubio just has that good appeal here in the Sun Belt, so I think it would actually tilt him. Now, New Mexico, Rubio possibly could pull it off, but it was a bigger margin for Hillary in the actual election. So I think Biden would actually edge out Rubio in the state, but I believe it would be close. It would definitely be a toss-up, I think, in my opinion, but you can make that, you can be the judge. Now, these states here in the Midwest, Rubio did actually win Minnesota in the primary because he had a good appeal, like in the Minneapolis suburbs and Twin Cities. And Trump did come close to winning the state, but like I said, with Rubio having good appeal in the suburbs, I could see him pulling off against Biden, and in that case, I will give it to him. Because like I said, Rubio had that good appeal here in the suburbs. He had those right stances that they liked, and I could definitely see him picking it off, so I'm going to give it to him here. And Iowa and Ohio did go for Trump as well. They've been trending red these past couple of cycles, so I believe I would go for Rubio. Probably about the same margin. He could regress a couple of points, being more the establishment guy, but I believe with the way they're trending, they didn't go for Biden or Hillary. With pretty solid margins for Trump, I believe they would go for Rubio. As well as Nebraska second, it did tilt for Trump, so I believe in this case it would tilt for Rubio. However, Wisconsin and Michigan, I believe, would actually go for Biden, because I don't think Rubio had the right appeal in these states with like unions and things like that. Detroit, Milwaukee would turn out good for Biden, especially with black support like it did in the 2020 election. So I believe in this scenario they would actually probably lean Biden, even against Rubio, as well as Pennsylvania, his home state, I believe would go for him, and New York as well. Now, Virginia, Rubio actually had good appeal in the state. He did come up at second in the primary. He almost won the state in the primary. Because like I said, he had good appeal in the suburbs. Like I said, with Minneapolis, he would have good appeal in the Nova suburbs, as well as Biden too. They both have good appeal here. But like I said, if I had to go with my gut, I believe Joe Biden would actually edge out Rubio here, but it definitely would be close. Like I said, in the suburbs, because that's what it takes pretty much to win the state now. But I believe they would edge out Biden, since it edged out Obama over Romney, who was establishment guy too. However, North Carolina went for Trump both times, so I believe they would go for Rubio as well as Georgia. Of course, they went for Biden this year, but I think Rubio would have to go to Peel in the suburbs too, like I talked about in these other states. And since it went for Trump in 2016, I believe it would stick with Marco. Now, his home state of Florida, that'd be likely if not safe for him. Of course, it's his home state, like I said. Senator from there, he would have the right Latino, Hispanic, you name it, Cuban appeal, all that. So I believe he would definitely do well in this state. Definitely better than Trump, I would say. He could probably get it over 5 points, like I said, maybe 10. It definitely could be safe. So I believe that would definitely solidly go for him. Now, New Hampshire and Maine, however, I believe Joe would edge out Rubio in these states because they could both go with college-educated voters, but I believe Biden would still have the edge there if I had to go with my gut, as well as Maine's first district, and probably at large would be pretty solid. However, Trump won the second district as both times, but I don't know if Rubio would be the right fit for it. Maybe he could, but if I had to go with my gut, I think Biden would probably edge him out there. However, it's not enough for Biden, as Rubio would be over the top here with 284 to Biden's 254. If you agree, disagree, that's fine. Just comment below what you think. I thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell for notifications if you haven't yet. And I thank you for watching, like I said, and I'll see you next time.